are among the many fans devoted to the world of soap operas, you will probably know these women. But in case you're not a loyal viewer of All My Children, this is Donna Cortland.
Donna's been weak all life. She was a prostitute. She married Chuck. She couldn't keep him. I don't know. She seems real nice, easygoing.
Well, she's a more stable character on the show.
Donna is, she's the kind of character that's always looking for something, and she married Palmer Cortland because she wanted to escape her past, sort of.
But she's nice, though.
Her name is Dorian Lord. One Life to Live viewers describe her as
a very selfish person.
Yeah, she's a trip.
I think mainly money has corrupted her.
Dorian, she's... everybody hates her.
Of course, in reality, these two actresses aren't much like the characters they portray. Donna Cortland is played by Candace Early. Dorian Lord is really actress Robin Strasser. Why did these stars of TV's matinee dramas visit Tuscaloosa? It's all a part of Soaps Alive, a traveling show featuring soap opera stars. It's a big success because it gives fans the chance to meet the characters they love and hate.
Candy, tell us how you got where you are today on All My Children.
Well, I did a lot of Broadway and off-Broadway musicals, primarily. I never thought about being in television, maybe a few commercials, but I was doing a play called Grease. I've also done Hair, Jesus Christ Superstar. I've done leads in all of those on Broadway and on tour, and I was doing Grease on Broadway and having dinner between shows one day, and a casting director saw me in the restaurant. And that was really the sum total of it. I auditioned for her, and she happened to be having dinner with my agent at the time, so she had a little inside track.
Both of you had replaced actresses who had originated the roles you're now playing. Was that difficult?
Well, I was lucky. Donna had only been on the show for a few weeks, maybe a couple months, so there really wasn't all that much to look back on. Actually, the producers didn't want me to look back on her work. They wanted me to create my own character, which is really all you can do, and be faithful to the role. I read all the scripts that she had been in, but I wanted to recreate Donna in my own terms, and that's what they wanted me to do.
I had never replaced on a soap. I'd created 2 roles on 2 other shows. I was the original Rachel on Another World, and I created the part of Christina on All My Children. I wanted to leave All My Children, and ABC said, well, what kind of parts do you want to play? They were trying to figure out what it is I wanted. He said, well, you wouldn't want to play Dorian, would you? And I went, oh, would I ever? Dorian is a lot like Rachel, the same roots. I've just sort of aged her and made her richer in terms of those things inside me that I call upon to play the role. But no, you don't look back on the actress who previously played the part, no matter what. It's non-productive. Sometimes producers have been known to look for clones, but I think that never, ever works out. You get yourself a good actress and you let her do what you supposedly think she can do when you offer her the role. I love doing fight scenes. I consider them a specialty of mine. Some people juggle. I fight well on camera. No, we have a lot of fun. I think Toni Cole and I, who plays Herb, fight much more than, let's say, Erica or lately Pat Ashley and Dorian have not been getting along very well. The cast gets along awfully well. We have a very close-knit group, and a lot of us see each other socially. There have been a few marriages, people living together. We work a lot of hours in a studio, you know. It sort of limits your outside social life. But they're good. They're good. The fight scenes, being the bad guy, always means that you have a very high-intensity action line to follow, and that's fun for an actress.
Do you get any hate mail?
No, I don't. ABC does not open the mail. They used to when I did Procter & Gamble shows.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Big Brother read all the mail.
Oh, boy.
But no, my personal mail address to me, I open, and I get wonderful letters. But you got to remember, I've done 3 #1 soaps, and each #1 in their time slot, and sometimes #1 in the country. And people have seen me do different characters. They're well aware I'm an actress. I get very intelligent letters. Oh, my fans are bright. And, they do. They comment about how the continuity is, on shadings of meaning that I'll give a scene. No, they're very supportive. I don't get that. And when I see it face to face with people, I'm just aware that they have maybe only seen me in one role, and they don't realize quite, because they're only exposed to what they're seeing on the television screen, that it's a characterization. That there are parts of me that might be a little annoying, that I blow up to be absolutely obnoxious in order to be good at playing that particular role.
I get 1 or 2 letters per 100 that I got a 6-page letter from a woman the other day saying, Palmer's doing this to you, and he's doing this to Cliff and Nina, and Phoebe's doing this to so-and-so, and this, and I'm reading my plot line as told to me by this woman, and I'm thinking, well, yes, I know that. I read the script, and I did the scenes, but that is very, very rare. As Robin said, our fans are very intelligent, and it's really, again, gratifying.
Both of you started working on the programs when they were still half-hour in length. Now, Another World went to 90 minutes, and almost all of the programs today are 1 hour in length. How has that changed your working schedule?
I remember something Robin said, you may not even remember this. When you were on All My Children, we were sitting outside the rehearsal room one morning talking about One Life to Live in General Hospital going to 45 minutes and Another World going to an hour and a half. And Robin said, well, a couple years they're going to build a few more floors up on top of the studio and rent us all apartments there, because we'll be working 18, 22 hours a day when the soaps go to 2 and 3 hours.
Yes, I think most of us were very relieved, frankly. I mean, not that we truly wish them ill, but if that 90-minute format had succeeded, it would have been murderous, because you cannot take the profit motive away from a corporate structure. It's just a fact, you know. And if it had worked, we would all be doing 90-minute soaps, and then, of course, somebody would come up with a 2-hour soap. And we would be making it, as we do, in one day. We make one of those shows, One Life to Live, One All My Children, has to be made in one day, because it's a 5-day work week and it's on the air 5 days a week.
No reruns.
No reruns. You know, you get a standard 2-week vacation, so that it's like a 9-to-5 job, only we start at 7:15 in the morning and we keep going until we're finished.
The Eddie Durant's murder went till 1 o'clock in the morning. The Hostages in the Bank went till 1 o'clock. When we're shooting locations, we go 20 hours.
The popularity of soaps is still rising, and consequently, the audience has changed considerably.
I watch General Hospital because that's the class that I got an hour between classes, you know, blow some time.
It's kind of a habit for me. I've been watching them a long time.
Yeah, it'll keep you entertained. You don't have to think about it too much.
It's just kind of a fun thing to do. Everybody gathers around the TV at 2 o'clock to watch General Hospital, and it's just kind of fun.
It's a source of entertainment.
It beats game shows.
The myth of who the soap opera watcher is it's a hard one to die. That old thing they used to make fun of the ladies at home just ironing and watching the TV set and getting so emotionally involved. This is not true anymore. You know it, I know it.
It's the corporate president who gets involved.
It's young men who are out in the job market and doing very well and are still hooked on the soaps they were watching when they were in college and high school. It's just a continuing drama of which, I mean, it is so easy to get hooked on. All you need is to like 1 or 2 actors on the show, and you're set. You know, you'll follow the show.
We also have entire NFL and NBA and NHL teams who are addicted to the shows.
Other entertainers. Also, you just, what's been gratifying, I think, for those of us who've been in it for a while is the media is finally coming around. You know, people have been put on the cover of national magazines. That never happened before. But the demographics of who's watching the shows have changed utterly.
The study of soap operas is now being included in the curriculum of several colleges and universities. At the University of Alabama, Dr. Carolyn Klein is an instructor for a soap opera research class.
It's a 3-week course during the interim period, so it's rather intense. It studies the history and development of serial literature, both in novels and print, and then radio. and into the television soap operas in terms of what a soap opera is, what it covers, what the plot lines have been in the past, and the actors and actresses. And we look at each one of the 13 soap operas in depth for a while to determine what's been happening, what they're doing, how they're different from each other. And then students will work on a particular issue in a soap opera. Last year was alcoholism, this year was working, careers for women and minorities. And students will monitor one soap opera each and have to report on that, and then develop their own pilot, their own plot outline for a brand new soap opera.
Do you find that any of the students that enter your class maybe just feeling so-so about soaps change their mind?
Yeah, there are a few. I wonder if a few who change their mind the other way too. But a lot of them do get much more, at least open. So many students will say, well, I don't watch soap operas. I want to make that clear. But, and they'll be able to recite the plots for the last 4 years.
All this is to say that soaps are increasingly popular, and their stars can really draw a crowd. Gary Warner is employed as Master of Ceremonies for Soaps Alive.
Soaps Alive was a company started about 5 years ago by a lady named Harriet Epstein, who was in marketing in the New York area, and she wanted to really let the fans come out and see their favorite stars in person. And the first person ever to do a Soaps Alive was Phoebe Tyler, the one and only Ruth Warwick. And it went phenomenally well. Thousands of people packed in, just like they have here at University Mall. And the rest is history. 5 years, it's become extremely popular. We've been in 49 states, except for Alaska. And it's just, soaps have gotten just as popular, almost in the same way.
If there was one person you could say would be responsible for what we're getting these days, who would it be?
Probably Agnes Nixon is probably the most influential in terms of the soap opera she's worked on.
Agnes Nixon has written for various soap operas on all 3 networks, including Search for Tomorrow, The Guiding Light, As the World Turns, and Another World. She created One Life to Live and All My Children for ABC.
I've read a lot of nice things about Agnes Nixon. What's she like to work with?
She's a marvelous lady. I've never had that question before. What is Agnes Nixon like?
I think because Agnes intentionally keeps herself away from the center of the show. I think a great clue is her calling that show All My Children. I think she thinks of the cast that way, very warmly, very closely, but she does not bring herself into physical proximity with the people she's working with, which may be a great idea. All she's interested in is seeing what's coming across at airtime. She doesn't want to know the politics. She doesn't want to hear the complaints. She has good producers who take care of all that stuff for her. And in fact, our show is taped in New York. She keeps herself in outside Philadelphia. That's her choice. That's how she creates, and it's working, obviously.
The funny thing, she reacts to us when she does have to come in town for a meeting or something. She drops by the studio to say hello, see how things are going. She reacts to us as a fan would. She loves to watch the show. And I'm sure it's a wonderful thing to see your words and your ideas interpreted on the air. But she's so cute. She's a beautiful woman, and a little pixie, you know. And there's such depth inside her, and she's so bubbly. She's a real walking dichotomy.
Characters on a soap opera are really at the mercy of the writers. How far in advance do you know what's going to happen to your characters?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's all. We get our scripts 2 weeks ahead of time, and that's it.
And you take 1 week in advance?
No, we're 2 weeks ahead. Mm-hmm. So from this point, perhaps I know a month ahead of what you find out today on air.
And I'm about half that. We're just over a week ahead in taping. And I get my script about a week before we tape the show. So I'm 2 weeks ahead of the audience.
Robin, you mentioned that Procter & Gamble read all of your mail when you worked on their soap, Another World. Procter & Gamble have also stated that there's too much sex and violence on television. Do you find that there's a lot of censorship with the programs you work with now?
Not at ABC, but after all, I don't think the things we are doing are all that directly offensive morally or explicit sexually. They aren't. I mean, they're hinted at, and of course the subject matter is always about the pursuit of love or money, right? I'd say there you go.
Absolutely. And the pursuit of money on a soap is usually actually a pursuit of love.
Well, they're all intertwined.
Right.
But no, and after all, it makes me very nervous when any group tries to control some sort of creative process that most of the country is enjoying and watching. Minority, majority, it doesn't really matter. It's a box you have in your home with a lot of choices on it. No matter where you live, you got 2 or 3 stations at least. If you don't like the product on one, turn it to another station or turn the darn thing off, go take a walk.
Also, soaps have their own code of morality. If an unwed woman goes to bed with a man, she's going to have to pay for it.
Absolutely.
That's the code of the soaps.
Very moralistic. I think we're rather nicely old-fashioned. There is never evil that goes down that is not in some way punished. People are always asking about the character before I played her, and I would have played the scene, I think, differently. That Victor died during a heart attack because Dorian didn't get him the medicine fast enough. It's a nice steal from The Little Foxes, the play Elizabeth Taylor's doing on Broadway right now. It's directly taken from Lillian Hillman. Anyway, who probably took it from the Greeks. But Dorian is being punished for this, whether she's been up on trial for murder, whether she actually wanted him to die, or whether she's just confused. She's a miserable woman. She's very neurotic. Nobody really loves her. And that's a punishment. It is.
Christopher Reeve, Richard Hatch, Karen Lynn Gorney, Tommy Lee Jones, they all started out on soaps. Do you ever think about moving on to Hollywood, or, well, where do you want to be 10 years from now?
Donna Tyler, Cortland Tyler.
You're saying you're happy. Is this what you're saying? You're happy where you are. Yeah, I think Candy and I probably have reached the same conclusion in that it would sure be nice to do a film or to do another play. We've both done theater at the same time as doing soaps, but if you want to live in New York City, the name of the game is either commercials or soaps. And I would no sooner quit another soap to go out and freelance in California than I would cut off my left arm. There are not enough parts for women. There's not enough product being made, period, to support the number of actors that are already there. I think it would be a very foolish notion. I mean, if I was 18 years old with no children and no mortgage, maybe. But still in all, I probably am of the mind fix now where I would say to the 18-year-old, 19-year-old, save your money, get a really nice nest egg, put it in real estate.
It's a wonderful job. It's the most secure job in show business. You could be killed off at a moment's notice. However, you're assured of a long run, even if the soap is a flop.
It's a workaholic's dream, isn't it? If you like to work, hard work, and you love what you do, and both of us are kids who, put on our little tutus at the age of 3 and said, "Oh, I love this. This is what I want to do."
Me.
Then it's a very nice
It's
feeling.
a hard job, but we get to go travel and meet people. I would never have been able to come to Tuscaloosa or Birmingham if I weren't on the soap. I might hit it in the chorus of a traveling show, but this is a wonderful way to absolutely
from the back of a bus or truck.
Sure. This is much better.